say, every day is for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. But ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, has reversed the role. It is now every day for the owner of the house. If you're involved in bribery, over-invoicing, or any shady deal, the day of reckoning has come. ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission is...
Hello and welcome to another edition of Corruption Must Go, ICPC's weekly television program. I am Murna Barnabas Atiai. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. It is a core value that helps people to do the right thing at all times, no matter the circumstance. And it is a quality that upholds dishonesty, corruption, and every form of crime. From the home to the school, it is important to teach and model integrity. When a culture of integrity is created, it reinforces the attainment of positive values among the youth. In its drive to introduce and establish integrity among students, ICPC initiated the Integrity Outreach Project to serve as a vehicle for an integrity revolution among the youths and students. Today on the program, we shall take a look at the objectives of the Integrity Outreach Program and its impact on students. But first, let us join Joy Aja as she brings us anti-corruption stories.
Hello viewers, thank you for joining us. I am Joy Aja with Anti-Corruption Stories. The chairman of ICPC, Professor Bolaji Owasonye SAN, has recommended that Nigeria requires strong institutions and systems to fight corruption and illicit financial flows. He made this recommendation while delivering a lecture to participants of Executive Intelligence Management Course 14 of the National Institute for Security Studies in Buhari, Federal Capital Territory. In his paper titled Governance, Corruption, Rule of Law and Security in Africa, Professor Owasonye stated that the solution to corruption, economic and security problems bedeviling Nigeria lies in building strong institutions and systems with active collaboration from state and non-state actors.
African political leaders often breed personal armies and vigilantes. This is very well documented. And some of Nigeria's challenges originate from people who started out by creating their own personal armies. The origin of Boko Haram has been well documented, linked to Modu Sharif. He has denied it, but the evidence on the ground does not support that denial. The same thing with those who created the Niger Delta vigilantes in the 1990s and all that. Arming thugs and riding the tiger of ballot snatching, vote buying is commonplace in Africa, and its current variation is stomach infrastructure. Political godfathers have created cults and gangs that metamorphose into social and global problems. And I give a number of examples. Transport unions and government to be government. Many people, except those who are perceptive, would note that transport unions are much more organized than government. If government says this is what will happen, and the union says no, this is what will happen, all the people will follow their union. They forget about government. And yet government controls police. Government collects taxes. Government has the coercive power of state. Why does that happen? Because at one time or the other, political leaders have empowered those unions and strengthened them. A lot of publications have already underscored this. So what's my conclusion? Around it. Corruption and weak governance structures are mutually reinforcing. Development, peace and security are also mutually reinforcing. If you have peace and security, it will reinforce development, and development will reinforce peace and security. There are countries in the world today that you can easily predict that they are unlikely to have civil disturbances. People are so satisfied. Why do you want to spoil a good environment? They are satisfied. There's nothing to quarrel about, except to natural disasters that they didn't anticipate to offset the balance. Without development, we know there can be no peace and security. Without peace and security, there can be no development. We need strong systems to fight corruption effectively and vice versa. In today's world, and with the kind of access to intelligence through technology, it is clear that grand corruption cannot take place without sitting outside the victim economy, because culprits will not keep stolen assets at home except they are compelled to do so. And from the evidence that we have at hand, majority of those who steal money look for havens to keep them. Nobody wants to keep their stolen funds at home, where the long arm of the law will catch up with them. So now that some places are being blocked, they are going towards some other direction. That's what we're seeing. Where grand corruption has resulted in social crisis and insurgency, as in the case of Nigeria, assistance from friends and neighbors is crucial to contain the negative consequences. As we have seen with international migration, the problems of today, one country's problem of today, will easily become a global problem of tomorrow. When the migration trouble started, the West didn't bother themselves. They just looked at us as people who are monkeys. But today, they are the ones funding migration challenges, funding studies, funding advocacy and campaign, because you can see that it is destabilizing them. And people who are desperate and are not afraid to die will do anything. The moral is, where you have the capacity to help, do so without potential economic or other selfish consideration. More importantly, Nigeria has a duty for charity to begin at home.
In another development, ICPC has charged students to make conscious efforts to be the change they desire to see in Nigeria. This charge was given by a principal superintendent of ICPC, Mr. Afolabi Oluwatoyin Kolawole, during a sensitization exercise which was held recently at Government Girls Secondary School, Oromineke in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. While delivering a paper titled Fight for Your Dreams and Your Future, Mr. Kolawole told the students that a better Nigeria was possible if they would imbibe the virtues of sound work ethics, honesty, and integrity. He went on to elucidate some of the ills associated with corruption and encouraged them to fight the menace in their little way by doing the right things, especially by shunning examination malpractices. A major highlight of the event was the inauguration of 10 new members into the anti-corruption club of the school. In her vote of thanks, the principal of the school, Mrs. Blessing Amadi, expressed her appreciation to the commission for the event and pledged the readiness of the school to continue to cascade the integrity teachings to the students at every given opportunity. That will be all on this segment. Corruption Must Go continues. Stay with us.
If you're just tuning in, this is Corruption Must Go. Under the Integrity Outreach Project, the Commission developed a series of programs such as integrity lectures for primary schools, students and anti-corruption clubs for post-primary school, and anti-corruption vanguards for the higher institutions. We spoke to the Director, Public Enlightenment and Education, who explained more about the integrity outreach programs and their impact on the students.
We decided that the youth need to be brought up, along these positive values. When you teach the youth positive values at their formative age, it's like cast in stone. Their brain is like tabula rasa. You teach them positive values and they grow up with it. You teach them, don't use high polluting words or value-laden words or high grammar vocabularies like corruption, integrity, whatever on the youth. They will not understand you. Tell them not to steal. Tell them not to steal. Tell them not to tell lies. Tell them not to come to school late. Tell them to ask questions where they don't understand or whatever they don't understand. Even if it involves their parents. If they see any sudden change in their parents, they ask. Their father, for instance, the father, who is to borrow money to travel, to board a bus to the office, suddenly parks a Prado Jeep. We expect the child to ask, Daddy, how did you come about a Prado Jeep? Something like that. And then there was a time when one of the clubs that we formed in secondary school, a junior secondary school, one of the students actually, one of the students shouted on the driver that was bringing them to ICPC when the police was flagging them down on the road, trying to extort money from the driver. The young child shouted at the driver and said, "Look, don't give him anything, we are members of the anti-corruption club." Meanwhile, they were coming to ICPC to pay courtesy call on the chairman. So we encourage members of our clubs nationwide, to come to ICPC on excursion, not only primary or secondary school children, but even NYSC students. We always welcome them. They come from all nooks and corners of the country. In fact, only last week, we hosted the Nasarawa State University. Gombe State University were here the previous weeks. As far as Port Harcourt, Calabar, they used to come. You understand? And then we engage students also at tertiary level, to participate in debating championship, essay competition, or to sharpen their skill and brain, on the issue of integrity, to test their knowledge of integrity, and then to see how really on their own, they could elicit kind of discussion, on integrity among themselves. So that is, in a nutshell, the youth integrity outreach that we operate in ICPC.
Welcome back. How has the outreach programs impacted on the students? A school principal tells us more.
When you ask about rating, I don't want to put a percentage, but let me use an adjective. It has been very, very overwhelming. That this consciousness about what corrupt practices are now among the students. Before, a lot of things are taken for granted. In fact, they even have slangs for evil. Stealing is called tapping. Going to a magic center is like the order of the day. Everybody's doing it, and so they think it's acceptable. But since we started this collaboration, ICPC comes and talks to us, and the fantastic thing about this collaboration that ICPC does not come and talk about corruption in general. They have this way of localizing it. When they come to a place, they localize what is found in that place. They will open your eyes to say that what you're accepting here is not acceptable. You might go to another school and discover that it might be student beating other people. And you come to another school and discover that it is students snatching money from other people. So that is the beautiful thing about this collaboration, that they will not come to GSS Kubwa and start using what they found in GSS Kwabalada to talk to us. They pick what is found in GSS Kubwa and discuss GSS Kubwa's problem. And so the student can relate to what they're talking about. And this heightens the awareness that this thing you have been accepting before is not acceptable. So there's a massive awareness.
Is the club beneficial to the students and the schools? These questions and more will be answered by some of the students and teachers that our crew spoke with.
ICPC as a club talks about corruption and a lot of practices that are going on in the school. Criminal activities also. We have tried to sensitize the students by making them understand that this will not help them in life. And we usually hold these activities twice in a month, just to always remind them, because if you leave them, they might forget their children. So we do this often to always remind them that it is good to be good students. And not only that, not only shunning corruption and shunning exam malpractice and other bad things, but also to remind them that they have that right as an ICPC member. They have the right to report any activity that they feel is not right in the school. They report such activities to us, and they know we keep it confident. It's usually confidential. We let them know that, and we let them know that security covering them, so they should not be scared. This is Anti-Corruption Club of GSS, and we've been carrying students around in so many ways. Some of the activities we do with them is letting them know how to maintain good conduct in school, most especially when it has to do with them, their relationship with each other, and some of the things happening in school. you are aware this is a school environment, and in a school environment like this, you find so many characters, so many things happen. So we are able to gather the students, let them know the risk of what they are doing, how to curb some of these things. Have things like maybe 1 or 2 cases of exam malpractices, bullying, crime, being disrespectful even to themselves and teachers. So while they come together in this club, they are able to get this knowledge and even create awareness to others outside.
Firstly, I want to thank all the ICPC members for introducing ICPC to our school. It has really done a very great deal in impacting positively to the lives of students, because students will change from their negative attitude. In some of our classes, they teach us different lessons on how to be a good student, say no to stealing, say no to cultism. They even go to the essence of telling us the effects and what it will cost us. So ICPC have done a very great deal in our lives, because it has changed our life positively and has made us being a good citizen, not only a good citizen, a good student to our schools.
What I've learned from the ICPC in this school is that most times we have in cases where there is examination malpractice, bullying, fighting, but since the Student Anti-Corruption Club came into the school, it has stopped. Totally. Yes, I noticed that it has stopped. And as the president of this club, I totally noticed that it has stopped. Yes, I'm encouraging other students outside the school, not my fellow students here, they should join the Student Anti-Corruption Club to help them, enlighten them on examination malpractice, bullying, fighting, and etc. In my family, maybe I can see my brother cheating my sister, I will just tell her, no, that's wrong. You can do the right thing at the right time.
And I'm advising the young ones on behalf of they should stop exam malpractice, cultism, all this stuff is not good. You doing exam malpractice, you may end up not doing what you took inside the exam hall, and it might implicate you and ruin your life forever. Doing what you are able to do and leaving the rest for God is better than you taking something inside the exam hall. Then being a cultist, it has no effect on you. Instead, it destroys you and finish you over again. So you have to start regretting, and it's not easy to bring up your life back. So it's better you just do what is responsible of the citizen and make the country better.
The Student Anti-Corruption Club has really helped our school by reducing the crime rate, like bullying students, examination malpractice. It has drastically reduced because of the Student Anti-Corruption Club. It has helped us to focus more on our education and leave all criminal activities. It helps to reduce the crime rate in the school.
Corruption is a very bad thing in the society. First, it spoils the reputation of a person in the society or a nation. So as we're little students and fellow students, like little as we are tender, we should learn to curb all this corruption in the society for now. Because if you don't curb them at this level, you cannot take care of them at the upper level. That's what we're facing in Nigeria now. If only at that time our leaders were enlightening corruption and the disadvantage of this in our society and the nation, we wouldn't have been facing corruption like this at this time. So I would like to say our fellow students, we should know more. We should look for a way, look for societies and way to curb corruption from the society, from our country. Because they said when you grow something, when you watch something when it grows up, it's going to be beautiful and magnificent. So I'm not trying to say that and also teachers, parents should advise their children that corruption, this and that is not allowed and acceptable in society.
My name is Jamiu Olamide Faru, and I'm a proud student of Government Secondary School Kubwa. And I would like to talk to everyone about a child's cry on corruption. Nigeria, my country. Come to think about it. Would there ever be a time when only great minds will be enthroned as our leaders? A time when corruption is killed and transparency becomes a friend of all? A time when the bridge that exists between the ruler and the ruled are no more? A time when the rope of purity, noise of kidnapping, armed robbery, money laundering, examination malpractices, Fulani headsmen and farmers clash, Boko Haram abducting our young girls and depriving them from going to school and becoming what they want to be, a place from our hearts. You see, sometimes people often ask me, Why you always so sad? I tell them I don't know, and truly I don't really know. I wake up every day and when I see the high rate of corruption in our nation, Nigeria, I feel so sad, unsettled, depressed, like I was so lucky to be given birth to in this nation. I'm afraid of this nation. I'm afraid of putting my guard down for the fear that I'll be judged for something I cannot control. I'm afraid that one day someone will wake me up and tell me, hey, you're from Congo Brazzaville. Come to think about it. Do you think I'd like to watch this nation fail? Do you really think I'd like to watch this nation fall in all of self, hate, shame and reproach? This is just a cry of a Nigerian child. Because there's a proverb that says, mother and motherland are greater than heaven. Therefore, taking this saying in mind, let's put in more effort not to make this heaven even more heavenly. As a student, I have learned of Nigeria's backwardness and its underlying factors. This imposes as a difficult challenge if I am to promote my country. But as long as I stand firm and take my mind off the negative factors, I can be successful, yes, in completing my duties. See, many people in Nigeria, I keep asking myself this question, why? Because of their poor condition and settlement. I understand and believe that I should not even think of migrating to foreign countries. But hell, to make Nigeria a destination country for others. To achieve this, I must work hard. Not only me, we all must work hard. For the previous generation made Nigeria a good place for us to call home. And today, it is my generation's turn to make it even more better for the future generation to live in. That being said, I am not capable of doing it alone. Hence, everyone should take their part in it. I will try to help Nigeria in any way I can. For being a Nigerian, I must work hard, which will hopefully one day be beneficial to my motherland. See, slowly but surely, Nigeria will shine as the brightest star. Why? Because I played my path together with all my fellow citizens, living in every nook and corner of Nigeria, giving it everything we had to offer to make our nation proud of us. We should always remember, we should never ever forget that the future started yesterday. We've got to hurry up. We need to hurry up. Because I'm telling you, we are already late. This is a Christ child about corruption.
Education no go work, oh. If teachers no go work, eh. And our government go fail, oh. If the people they self-voted. Brown envelope no suppose give you admission or job. Nigeria now one way we get. If we spoil, I'm waiting we gain. Everything where you see where they walk now, person they make them walk, oh. If we they talk through, they do right. Me and you now the change. Brother, think about tomorrow. Think about the future. Is it worth it? Sister, think about our children, the generation after. Is it worth it? Brother, think about tomorrow. Think about the future. Is it worth it? Sister, think about our children, the generation after. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. Yeah.
Integrity is the basis of social harmony and action. Despite societal forces that test integrity, students deserve a world that values truth, honesty, and justice. That being so, it is the responsibility of parents, teachers, and members of the public to join hands with ICPC to shape the children to toe the line of promoting social and cultural values in the society. Report all acts of corruption to ICPC on toll-free line 0800 2255 4272 or email us on info@icpc.gov.ng. That's our package for today. See you again next Wednesday at the same time. Bye for now.